So the big question is, well, delimitation is required because the population has grown, but delimitation cannot be at the expense of other states. You know, it's like environment and economy argument. Whose expense? So where do we draw the line? Is there any other model on which representation can work in India?
Yeah, I mean, he has to offer an alternative. And by the way, let me just say that I'm happy that it's the same team that we had the discussion. After the last discussion, I drew a lot of flack for actually
Why?
saying you could speak for actually saying you could speak Hindi. But I'll tell you one thing: Tamilians are very respectful, even when they disagree. I can tell you that. Okay. Anyway, coming to this time on this topic, I actually side with the DMK. And the reason for that is I'll give you a corporate scenario, for example. Take a 9 to 5 job. And there are two types of employees. One is the type who comes in early, goes back late, just stays around chit chatting with friends. And then we have a bunch of employees working 9 to 5, but while they work, they give it their heart and soul. But by the time of promotion, you know who gets promoted? The people who actually stayed up late for work, not the people who gave quality. That's what I feel about delimitation here. Because if you look at, as Sri Kasturi pointed out, if you look at Kerala and Tamil Nadu, not only did they religiously follow the guidelines set on population control, they ensured that they topped every major human development index: literacy, education, healthcare, reduced female feticide, gender equality. And even if you look at the economic aspects, per capita income is higher. As she rightly mentioned, the contribution of tax revenue is higher. So, on what basis are they, if you're not considering quality at all, and if you're only taking quantity into account, I think it's a very unfair thing to do to South India as a whole. But then the problem is this: what alternative do you have? If Stalin proposes the alternative of, okay, how about economic prosperity? In that case, I still think Tamil Nadu loses out because states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, even my tiny state of Kerala might actually get more representation if it's economic prosperity. So I don't think you have found out a good alternative yet to say that this should not happen. But the good thing for the BJP this time around is that they can have a good argument. It's difficult to beat them on this as far as arguments go, because they can say that it's not the BJP who decided this; it's the constitution that says this. They can also say that who would have thought that we would be in power in 2026? It is just a coincidence. We don't want to do this. It's a constitution. So they have that good argument with them. But I would say that if you only take into account quantity, that is absolutely unfair.
Mr. Upadhyay, do you think the sort of representation process which has, which is in shape in Germany is possible in India? Because our is a very simple electoral system. First past the post. It's as simple as that, divided by the population density.
And let me first get to the basics. When is the delimitation happening? Is it happening at all? Has there been any official announcement regarding that? And do you know when the census is going to happen? We don't know anything about this. See, the southern people hate the fact that the central government, the BJP-led government, is keeping everything secretive. Why is the secrecy? People of the country should know. If an exercise of this nature is being carried out, they have to be told in advance. I mean, you hear comments from the ministers, the prime minister, saying that the southern states will not be deprived of their seats in the Lok Sabha, and they will not lose out. Lose out in what? But what is going to be the exercise like? Why don't you tell us? I know the other day, Babis Shah says Tamil Nadu will not lose even one seat. The southern state also will not lose one seat. Are Baba, they will not lose. But what about the fat fellow sitting in the corner getting more seats? So why don't you talk about that also? People need to know who is getting how much, on what basis. What is the criteria on which this delimitation is going to be done? Is it only the population, or will the economic growth will also be taken into consideration? Will the contribution to the exchequer be also be considered? These are the factors which have to be put before the people. I think the BJP government is doing a great disservice to the people by not disclosing this, by not openly talking about it. Let there be all party meeting at the national level, and then keep everything in the open. I think people need to know. The nation needs to know what is happening.
Okay, okay. Well, to put it mildly, I would say that the whole Tamil debate has turned into a North versus South debate. But let me come back.
Absolutely, see, I just have a
It's
fact.
not.
If you go by
Yeah,
just
I'll
give
come
me
to
1
you.
minute.
I started with
Give me
you.
1 minute.
I'll come to you, Kasturi.
no, I just
Give me
wanted to
just 1
say
minute.
I'll come to
it
you.
is.
Let me go to Ajit.
Can
You
you
know,
just give
the
me 1
gentleman
minute?
is waiting very quietly. Yes, Mr.
Can you
Padre.
give me just 1 minute?
Okay.
You see, I have worked out the statistics going by the current ratio. Tamil Nadu's, the number of seats will go up from 39 to 41. Karnataka's from 28 to 36. Andhra Pradesh from 25 to 28. Kerala will go down by 1 from 20 to 19. Telangana from 17 to 20. So totally southern seats will go up from 129 to 144. Whereas look at the north. In UP, it will go up from 80 to 128. Bihar, it will
What
go
is
from
this
40 to
formula?
70.
What is this
Madhya
mathematics?
Pradesh, 29 to 47. Maharashtra, 48 to 68.
What is the formula you have applied?
No, this is the form going by the same proportion in which the seats are given now. You have
No, this is-
543.
Yeah, this is
based,
numbers
if
from
you
the
extrapolate
Ministry of
it,
Health.
then this is the figures you will get. This is the figures you will get.